On the table today, we have a Kershaw produced Emerson design folder, and that is the CQC-4K. Now this is an overseas produced knife from Kershaw, designed by Ernest Emerson, and I'm a big fan of both of those guys. Kershaw, big fan of the knives. Emerson, I've had one of their knives in the past and I really enjoyed it. So I want to check out their collaboration and see what they could actually bring to the market. So from their Emerson designed line, there are quite a few knives. This is kind of the middle of the road as far as size and blade shape, and that's what I wanted. I didn't want something too small and I didn't want something too big, so this kind of hit the sweet spot. I also was attracted to the coloration. That Coyote Brown G10 handle scale looks really nice against that black oxide coated blade. So those two offset colors really attracted me to it, and I've been enjoying it so far. So I've had and been carrying and using this knife for a little over a year now, and it's served me pretty well. Now there are some negatives, but there's a lot that I do like about this knife. First off, that handle scale coloration, just great. Now it's gotten a little bit dirty, a little bit used and worn and stained over time, but I still think it looks pretty cool even with all that. You have some offset color hardware here. The pivot screw and your backspacer screws are that black oxide coated color. Flathead and Phillips drivers, so it's easy to adjust in the field. You do have pocket clip mount for right hand or left hand carry. Tip up only. On the reverse side of the G10, you have a 410 stainless handle scale that also acts as an integral frame lock. Pocket clip is nice, Emerson logo on there. Nice little upshoot, so it's easy to insert and retract from your pocket. Not a very deep carry, does have quite a bit that would stick out of your pocket, but to me that's not too much of an issue. Also have your lanyard hole in the back, which, and as in most knives, is completely useless. Okay, you can see there is a little bit of wear on the frame lock side of the knife, but that coating is still intact. I have a nylon backspacer there. Now the pocket clip is only one orientation, that is tip up. I have it oriented on the right hand side, and that is because of the wave opener, something that Emerson is very famous for. So when this knife is in your pocket, as you draw the knife, this wave or hook here will catch on the edge of your pocket and actually deploy the knife for you. So you can't have a tip down orientation and use that feature at the same time. So that's one method of deployment with that Emerson opener. You also have the thumb disc there. Very smooth, very easy operation for deployment, and also makes it ambidextrous. But you can get a good nice flick on the knife to get it out fast. Black oxide coating on the blade has held up very well. You can see some wear marks there as I've used it at the range, used it out in the yard. But nothing's chipping or fading. Even after several sharpenings, keeps a nice clean line on the blade but doesn't peel up or rub off. So very happy with that coating. Emerson logo on this side of the blade. Kershaw logo on the other side. And this is, like I said, overseas produced in China. Now when I first got this knife, I was very impressed with the tolerances, the fit and finish, the overall construction. And in some points I still am. The blade centering, very darn perfect. Incredibly smooth operation at the pivot. Side to side play is non-existent. The only downside is it developed some up and down play. And I did put this guy through the ringer, did use it fairly hard. You can hear that play. Unfortunately, there really is no way to fix that. You know, when I first got it, the lockup was about at 50%. We're sitting at about 80 right now, so it's taken some abuse, it's worn in. But for the money, from Kershaw, Emerson designed, I think it's a really good value, and it's really going to be hard to beat. It would be interesting to pick up some of their other models, maybe one of their smaller Emerson design folders, because I really do think for the value, it's quite hard to beat. Nice 3 1/4 inch drop point blade. Let's do a little size comparison. We got a Spyderco Persistence up here, and a Benchmade mini Griptilian down there. So it's in that medium folder range, nothing too big, something very easily carried on a daily basis. And let's do a quick cutting demonstration. So usable sharpness, touched this up about 3 weeks ago. Looks like it needs to be just have a little bit of TLC. But when it came from the factory, I was actually quite disappointed with the sharpness of the blade. And after touching it up a little bit, much better. But it is a relatively soft steel. It is 8CR14 MOV. So you are going to need to spend some time with it after a little bit of use to get that blade back to a razor sharp edge. And you can get that. After I sharpened this last time, it was nice and sharp. But it does dull relatively quickly. But overall, been very impressed with this knife. Wouldn't mind checking out more of their line. Kershaw, as always, does a good job, and I love the design from Emerson. So if you guys have a chance, check out the knife, especially for the price. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and we'll have more to come.